Welcome to Simply Fun's How to Play Prickly Path, a game where players plant colorful cacti across the desert. You can play Prickly Path with 2 to 4 players ages 8 and up. Prickly Path is great for practicing strategy, as players try to plant cacti on the most beneficial spaces while keeping an eye on what their opponents are doing. Prickly Path also helps develop decision-making skills, as each turn, a player needs to choose between the 2 numbers rolled on the dice, whether to plant a cactus on the corresponding space or skip, and if planting a cactus, which of their 3 cacti choices to plant. Place the game board in the middle of the play area where everyone can reach. Each player selects a color set of cactus pieces and adjusts the number of each cactus type based on the number of players. Place the coyote pawn on the starting space on the board. Set 10 one-space wide skipping stones to the side of the board. Put the rest back in the box. To determine who goes first, each player rolls the die. The player that rolls the highest goes first. Roll again for any ties. By rolling dice and counting spaces, players take turns placing their cactus pieces on the game board. The goal is to try and plant your cactus pieces so they form groups of the same type. The more of the same type in a group, the more points you score. The player with the most points at the end wins. On your turn, roll both dice. Looking at the numbers rolled, choose which of the 2 numbers you wish to use and move the coyote that number of spaces. The coyote moves in the direction indicated by the arrows shown on both the spaces and the board. If you roll doubles, you may choose to move the coyote pawn any possible number on the die, any number between 1 and 8. When moving the coyote, do not count any spaces already covered by a cactus or a skipping stone. Only count the open spaces with an arrow showing when counting out your movement. When the coyote reaches the end of the board, loop back around to the beginning of the board and continue to follow the arrows. After moving the coyote, you may choose to plant a cactus or skip planting on the space. If you choose to plant a cactus, take one of your cactus pieces and plant it on the space the coyote landed on, and then place the coyote back on top of the cactus. Each player has 3 different types of cacti to create groups: succulent, aloe, and beryl. To earn points, cactus pieces need to share a color and type with each cactus they touch. Once on a space, pieces may not be moved, so plant carefully. The larger the group of identical cacti, the more points it is worth. If the results on the dice do not provide you with a good planting location, you may choose to skip it. To skip it, you must first choose one of the numbers to move the coyote, and then say, skip. You do not plant a cactus piece. The player on the left now gets the choice to plant one of their cactus pieces on that space, or they may also choose to skip. If that player chooses to plant a cactus piece, they place their chosen piece immediately. If that player also chooses to skip, then the next player has the option to plant or skip, and so on. If all players skip, place a skipping stone on that space, and then put the coyote back on top of the stone. That space now remains taken for the rest of the game. No matter which of the previous situations happens, you get to re-roll the dice and take another turn, because you did not yet plant a cactus piece. Roll again and move the coyote again, and pick a new space to plant your cactus. You may skip only once per turn, so you cannot skip on this roll and must plant a cactus this time. Skipping can be a great way to save your pieces for a better spot in the future, but be mindful of what other players may want to do. It may not be a good space for you, but it could be a great space for someone else. If you run out of skipping stones during your game, no more skipping can take place. Once you plant a cactus piece, your turn is over, and it is the next player's turn. When all the cactus pieces have been planted, the game ends. Sometimes a player will be out of cactus pieces before the others. If this happens, that player is done, but the others continue to play. If you are the last player left in the game, you may not skip. Each grouping of a cactus type in your color will earn you points. Groups of 2 earn 1 point. Groups of 3 earn 3 points. Groups of 4 earn 6 points. Groups of 5 earn 10 points. Groups of 6 earn 15 points. Groups of 7 earn 21 points. And a group of 8 earns 28 points. The game includes a scoring card for easy reference during the game. The player with the most points wins. If tied, the player with the largest grouping of cacti wins. If still tied, look at the next largest group until you have a winner. See how many cacti you can plant when you play Simply Fun's Prickly Path.